Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today we're going to be talking about lens compression. A lot of beginners in photography that just received their cameras. Seems to be a question that pops up a lot. They're running with the 1855 kit lens and they just want to know if they need a new lens and what lens does everyone recommend, because all they want to do is get a blurred background. Once some of us that are a lot more experienced in photography explain to them, don't worry about getting another lens. You can still do that with the kit lens. That's when all the confusion happens because they don't understand exactly how to go about doing that. So I'm going to demonstrate on how to go about getting that blurred background with the kit lens. And it all boils down to lens compression, which is compressing the foreground, which would be your subject, to the background. The closer you are to your subject at a wider angle, the further away the background will seem. Anyhow, right now, I'm just going to get into it. It's easier to show you than it is to actually sit there and explain. Hopefully it'll help. So I'm just running with my camera with the 18-135 lens, but I'm going to stop myself at 50 millimeters. I'm going to use f5.6, which is the maximum aperture, maximum automatic aperture of the kit lenses. Usually it's 1855, 3.5 to 5.6. 18 millimeters would be 3.5 aperture, 55 would be 5.6. But just to show that it doesn't really matter once you understand lens compression, I'm going to keep it at 5.6 all the way through. And you'll see that on some shots I'll be closer, a bit further away, a bit more zoomed in, things like that. All of that does make a difference. It does change the composition. But remember that in photography, you want to make sure that you are not having a distracting background. You do need to adjust your composition regardless. Obviously a higher aperture lens would be easier to blur background. However, if you are running with the kit lens, these are still fundamental aspects of photography that you need to understand in order to be able to get the look you're wanting. Getting a new lens without understanding the fundamentals is not going to help you. So with that said, let me bust off my lens cap here. And there we go. All right, so I'm going to be taking a shot of this here fancy orange. Actually, let me move this tripod back a bit here. There we go. So this orange right here is what I'm going to be taking a shot of. And the background that we'd be working with is basically just facing outside. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully this will be a wide enough angle so you'll be able to actually see what I'm doing here. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be at 18 millimeters. And at this distance away, in manual mode, f5.6, I'm at ISO 800 and 1/60th of a second. And here we go. So, as you'll be able to see with this, this photo itself, you can make out what's in the background. It is slightly blurred, but you can still make out what's actually in the background all over the place. You can tell there's a bookshelf, there's a couch, some chairs, a table. Yeah. So now let's do another shot, again at 18 millimeters, except I'm going to move closer to the orange and try to go for minimum focus distance here. And I think I might be too close. Yeah, I'm too close. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out a bit then. I'm going to go to 24. Nope. Okay, I'm going to actually just step back, go straight to 50, and we'll just do it that way, for the sake of making a shorter video. Actually, I'll go a bit further back so I'm almost out of the frame here. Okay. And with this one, you'll be able to see that there is a lot more blur happening here. You can barely make out that there's a couch. It just looks like a lump of something. You can still make out a little bit of the backyard. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually come closer to the orange and do one final shot. All right, so you can see with this, it's a little more blur, tiny bit more blur. The orange is a lot more separated from the background, and the couch still looks like a big lump of some weird something or other. And yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much all there really is to it, is you just have to separate your actual subject from the background in order for this to work. I'll do one more super close here. Make sure that's at 50. There we go. Way more blur now. Way more blur. It's not pretty, but it gives you an idea as to what can be accomplished using the kit lens when you understand the fundamentals regarding lens compression, separating your subject from the background, and you should be good to go. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.